Good evening, everybody. Boys and girls, campers of all ages. Just got finished marking off the church so that we can have Mass in the morning. I just wanted to show you, too, why, for now, we won't be having Sunday Mass in here. I know everybody wants to get back into our beautiful church, which, by the way, she is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But we will be having daily Mass in here. We'll see with daily Mass what we can fit, how we can accommodate people. Sorry, I'm tripping over a microphone cord I got so that we can hear better. But this is kind of the way this is going to work. If you see these pews, obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but the pews that are marked off with the big blue X on the sides, like that pew is, those we cannot sit in. See, we have to have 6 foot between where people are walking and the first people sitting. So the first and the last pews are unusable, right? Which kind of stinks, but we'll make do. So the first pews are unusable. The second pew, if you see, look, we have these X's on them. We cannot sit there. So on both sides, there's a space with an X, and this blue tape, these blue tapes straight down, mark the allowable area. So you have like a penalty box there. You can sit in the penalty box, but not outside. X means don't sit there. No X means sit there. Don't sit there. Sit there. Don't sit there. Sit there. See what I mean? Okay? Those are so that we keep 6 foot. See, once again, I put marks on the floor. That's where somebody should walk for communion. There has to be 6 foot from that outside line. So that one right there on the left one, and that line right there, which we have, right? So that whole area is a no-fly zone in between there. Okay, so that brings me to the next point for communion. We come down single file, right? Straight down, and actually you can kind of see it, which is kind of cool. I don't know if the Lord is doing that or what is happening, but you can kind of see the line that we should follow. You just come straight down the line, kind of like that. So single file, right up to Father, okay, who will be standing up here on this first step. Okay, important to note too, while you're coming up in the line, these X's also serve another point. A person can be standing beside each pew that has an X in line. Right? You can be standing right here at this one when somebody goes up to receive communion. That is almost exactly 6 foot back. Okay? But that means the next person has to be standing at that one. Right? So one at that one and one at that one. Okay? And all the way back as we go. That's so that we keep good social distancing. Hopefully what you can see is this is a little bit of a problem for Sunday Mass. Okay? As much as I want to be in here for Sunday Mass, let me go back up to the front or to one of these open pews. So you see, we only have this much room to work with from that line to this line. Okay, that's not even 6 foot. It's just under foot, but for the sake of argument and for the sake of fitting, let's say you could fit 2 individual people, one on this end and one on that end. Okay, we only have 7 usable pews on a side, so 14. 14 times 2 is 28. That is realistically how many people we could have in here at a time. Now, it was brought up tonight that we could have families in here. That is true. But your family has to fit in between that line and that line, which, if you're a small family, could be 5. If you're a Father PJ size family, which we don't have any of, because I think I'm the biggest person in the parish, that would only be probably 2 or 3 comfortably, right? So let's say that we could fit 3 in every single pew, right? If we all had families, or let's say that we could even fit 4. That's 4 times 14. That's less than 60 people that we could fit in here. At most, right? So it just becomes a kind of unusable space, which is heartbreaking, is absolutely heartbreaking, but We do have a hall. Thank God we have a hall where we can fit far more people in. And we'll be able to utilize that space for now. The hope is that once we can get our technology going, and maybe once things lighten up a little, that we could utilize the church first and use the hall for overflow. But for this first Sunday at least, this is our plan, to use the hall for Mass, and weekdays we'll use this. But for weekdays, people who are coming tomorrow, people who will be coming for weekdays, please abide by this rule. This is the hard one. I'm going to show you the hard one. This is the worst, because I know we have a lot of lifers that like to sit in the back. See these last two pews? They're off limits, right? On both sides. That hurts. That's painful. That's not fun, but it's what we have to do. So please, if you come to Mass tomorrow, or if you're coming to daily Mass at all during this time, please abide by this rule, okay? If you are a couple, you can sit in between these two blue lines in these pews that are marked with those blue lines and those X's. You may sit in between there. Two sets of couples cannot sit in there, right? That's not social distant. Unless you are related and you are okay with doing that, then you can do it. I know this is confusing, but bear with me. Two single people may sit, one right inside that line and one right inside that line. But three cannot, unless you're related or you are okay with sitting with each other. Okay, please respect that with other people. Please respect one another's space for each other's safety. Guys, despite all this, I'm happy. I know this is silly, but it is silly to some and it's not silly to others. I don't mean the safetiness aspect. We have to do what we have to do. But I've never seen a church marked up like this before to have Mass. But look at God shining through. We're having Mass, and that's awesome. He's doing His work. He's doing His part. He's got us back here. So let's do what we can, and let's come and worship Him tomorrow and every day like we've never worshiped Him before. God bless you. We'll see you soon.